everyone. GM, what's good, people?
GMGN.
It's your boy Ninja T.
And your boy Craig.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the third ever episode of Mycelink Sundays, though we may choose to rename that. Welcome to basically the third ever public webinar from Mycelink. Every single Sunday, 10 p.m. UK time. Check your time zones. It is currently 5:15 a.m. in Bali, and I am on my honeymoon. My wife is currently asleep. If I can make it, you can make it. Last week, we did an episode with our homie.
We will stay anonymous, by the way, Cryzonia.
Yeah, yes, we won't. We won't tell you what his name is, but we did a 101 on crypto futures trading, and Krog talked about decentralization. If you click on the link in our Instagram bio, you will find the link to YouTube replays. And get this right, you don't just get a link to the latest YouTube video. You get a link to a playlist which shows you the latest YouTube episode. So you got episode 2 and episode 1 out now. Big ups to our homie Cryzo Crypto for giving us a 101 on futures trading. Futures trading is very, very dangerous. However, it does give you the opportunity to make a lot of money with a little bit of money. We always recommend that you have less than 10% of your portfolio in leverage. If you've not checked out the first episode, very, very, very legendary, featuring my wife on wealth meditation, please check that out. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. Krog, what is Mycelink? Who are we?
So, Mycelink, we're just a decentralized ecosystem that educate and connect in crypto. It's that simple. You know, there isn't a founder. We're just a community of fellow people that are passionate about emerging technology, and we just try and help teach people it and help also connecting people in the space. Has definitely been what we've been doing behind the scenes sort of last few weeks, and just putting people who need to meet, just meeting them and letting everyone expand in this space and grow the technology, growing the network, like the Mycelium network. It's the Mycelium link. We're linking everyone up into the network and building a community. So thank you very much for being present here today, because you're linked in, you're linked out, we're linked up. You know the thing.
Yes, sir. I believe Halima clipped up something you said on episode 1, and you said, think the Mycelium network, think Mycelium meets blockchain. And just to add to that, Mycelink, we are oh my God, we got my best friend coming through, the Niger Sniper.
Jeez. Niger Sniper in the chat.
What?
What's up, man? What? I almost forgot, man. I'm doing the Mycelink myself tonight. You get what I mean? Man's on the connectivity thing. So I almost forgot 10 p.m. We're here, trenchy. We're making money. That's what we do. Big Carlton, man got the hat on, You're proper Oz now, bro. Yeah.
Man, 8:20 in the morning right now. It's a beautiful day.
And that's how you want to start the day. You want to start the day with good conversation. Money talks, money makes us walk. You get what I mean? Let's go.
Jeez. We're kind of split game.
Let's go. Yes, Lanrai. That's my best friend. 5:15 a.m. or 5:20 a.m. Bali time. 8:20 a.m. in Australia, where Krog is. 10:20 p.m. where Lanrai is. It's good to be here, man. It's good to be here. International, yes, sir.
International, bro.
So, just to make sure you guys understand, Mycelink, we are a decentralized ecosystem of like-minded individuals who are passionate and interested in emerging technologies and wellness, including but not limited to cryptocurrency, financial literacy, the stock market, AI, and of course, wealth mindset. We're not a company. It might become a company later. I'm not the founder. I'm a community member. There is no CEO. Nothing in this video is financial advice. We do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. If you want financial advice, you need to go somewhere else. If you want legal advice, you need to go where?
Somewhere else.
Somewhere else. We're just a bunch of great guys that want to share information. You should always do your own research. Please seek financial advice from an accredited financial advisor. Please seek legal advice from an accredited legal advisor. But hopefully you do learn something from this stream that you can take away into your own journey. Now, Krog, would you like to start it off? Or do you want me to start it off?
Yeah, man. I definitely would say you, bro.
Okay.
And I have loads to add. I'll add off the back of you, but yeah.
For sure. All right. Let's get it. Am I recording? Am I clear to everybody?
Yeah, recording clear.
Alrighty. For those that aren't following us on Instagram yet, please do so. Help us get to our first 100 followers. Click the link in our bio and you will find the link to our Zoom every single Sunday, 10 p.m. plus UK time, 5 a.m. Bali time, 8 a.m. if you're where Prague is, depending on where you are in the world. It's actually Monday in Bali. And you can also click the link to get to our YouTube replays YouTube link. We're also on Twitter. We're not yet on Telegram. Tell a friend. Let's start off with my favorite AI, and that is GROK. So I am a big advocate on prompting. So I started off with a quick GM GROK. We'll be sharing this answer live on our weekly 10 p.m. plus UK Sunday financial literacy webinar. The replays will be shown to hundreds of people on YouTube, so please don't this prompt. I've been in the market for over 10 years, but I'm currently on my honeymoon in Bali, so I've been tapped out for a good week. Please give me everything I need to know in terms of macro, geopolitics, stocks, and crypto. Leave out technical analysis. I like to say this, leave out technical analysis, because I can personally read charts very well. This is a very important prompt to me because I would rather read my own charts than the AI waste time telling me about Bitcoin topped at this price and then took a this percent drawdown. And I feel like that's a waste of time for me. I need deep fundamental research, cause, effects, and very important news. No fluff. Catch me up on what I want in the market so I can teach back to students. Thanks. You do not need to speak to AI formally. AI arbitrages all information around the world. I speak to AI like Mandem. Obviously, I don't speak in too much slang, but I'm pretty sure you guys understand what I mean by this. And then it will give me this blurb here. I'm not gonna read all of this for you guys live. Then I'll say something like, summarize everything in simpler terms so I can read out to a webinar, as there's too much text to read out. Give it to me in read-outable live webinar format, please. So let's have a look. So let's start with the macro picture. Global growth is slowing down, and I believe this is only a temporary measure. Of course, you cannot take everything that even AI says with a pinch of salt. You should absolutely look at multiple information sources, including but not limited to AI. I typically like to look at GROK first. So global growth is slowing down with downside risk from sticky inflation and world tensions. The IMF just warned that big economies like the G7 are overheating. That's the 7 biggest economies. Thanks to high wages and supply snarls, raising stagflation fears. Central banks are hesitant on rate cuts. The Fed's divided, but some like Atlanta's Boston are softening as inflation cools a bit. I don't know what they're talking about here. This pushed investors to save stuff. Gold hit a record high of 4,000 an ounce, up 6% this week. I'm sure a lot of you guys tapped into the market have seen not only the gold chart has been absolutely soaring. If you trade this on on prop firms. I'm sure you guys have been longing. However, I would like to remind you guys that retail is typically incorrect. And even though I'm absolutely baffled that gold has maintained this exponential rise. However, I just want to remind you guys very, very kindly that gold declined in price. Gold topped in August 2011 and continued to decline for pretty much 7 years after that. Now, this to me looks like a completely unsustainable chart, and I don't want to be the person on this kind of like constant repeat, but the fun has to end somewhere in gold. And right now, gold is the most invested asset in the world with $30 trillion. But you guys have to understand that not if, but when this chart finally tops out, and let's say it tops out at 4,500, right? 4,500, and let's say we just took a 12, 11, let's say we took an 11% drawdown. This 11% pullback in gold would equate to, let me do the math off the top of my head. So right now it's around $30 trillion in gold. If we go to this level here, that'll probably be $33 trillion in gold. And this pullback here will probably be, let's call it $5-6 trillion, which would, I'm not saying it is, if that were to all go in crypto, that would basically triple the entire crypto market. It would take Ethereum way beyond $10,000. It would take Bitcoin to $250,000. It would take Dogecoin to a whole dollar. It would take Solana to $1,000. This is the context. What I always try to make people kind of understand, or at least visualize, is the money flows in this world. So I am more than happy as an investor, as a long-term, mid-term spot swing trader, to see these extreme rises in an asset like gold, because I understand that there is something called capital rotation. There is also a very, very interesting gap here on gold at 3,477 level, which is very, very interesting. It's very interesting how the market has left us this quite significant gap here that basically says, in classic technical analysis, that this must be at some point filled. Wouldn't you want to know? Let me just go to the AI. Okay, oil dropped nearly 5% to about $59 a barrel on easing supply worries. Watch out for October PMI data showing manufacturing weakness from trade issues, plus US retail inflation numbers that could sway the Fed. China needs more stimulus. China needs more stimulus. That means China needs to print more. What has been the majority liquidity pool provider and catalyst of this bull market so far, it's not been American liquidity, it's been Chinese liquidity. And GROK is literally telling me that China needs to print even more. Europe's struggling with energy costs, and the US government shutdown delayed key data, spiking volatility and weakening the dollar by 0.6%. Its biggest weekly drop in months. As uncertainty scares off, bottom line, expect slower global GDP under 3% next year if trade barriers stick around, so go defensive. Now, geopolitics, it's all about US-China drama. Trump kicked off with threats of huge tariffs up 100% on Chinese goods over tech and IP fights, tanking markets by $2 trillion in crypto and stocks as supply chains look shaky. But he backed off, planning a meeting with the president of China, saying it'll be fine. So basically, Trump crashed the markets, as you guys know, on not Friday the 17th, but Friday the 10th. And then later on said it's going to be fine. And then later on said, oh, wait, maybe it's not going to be fine. Of course, we want a ceasefire in the Middle East, but we're still yet to see that actually be 100% deployed with the president of Indonesia, my president, even though I'm still 50-50 about him, saying this can deploy 20,000 troops into Gaza. It's been a wild ride for stocks. S&P and the Nasdaq dropped 1.2%. Tech companies like AMD down 8%, Nvidia 5%. Why is that so important? Because Nvidia is the biggest chip manufacturer in the world. AMD at close second. Of course, there's a brutal wipeout in crypto. Also understand that every time there is a liquidation event, I don't want to go too much into it because it's kind of super dark, but there's also like a huge spike in suicides, which is really, really sad. I don't know if you guys saw, but there's like there was a really big like crypto futures trader in Ukraine, and he got wiped out 30 million. Rest in peace, my guy, because he killed himself. Guys, there's something's bigger than the markets. Grayscale. What else? Recovery hit after Trump's chill. BTC of 115k. Mine is like Bitfarm jumped 26%. I actually have for you guys. We'll have a look at some of these crypto mining and treasury companies within the stock market within this session. Feel free to screenshot. Feel free to steal. I don't care. I'm not here to hold off information, but yeah, these are kind of my top crypto mining company picks. Yeah, so big ups to AI, but obviously you don't wanna rely solely on it. It's just kind of my first protocol that I like to go to every single day. Let's have a look at some stuff with Milk Road Macro. Starting off with what we missed this week. So crypto headlines that we should have missed between Friday of last week and Friday last week if you're in the UK. Just to confirm, that is Friday the 10th. $1 trillion was wiped out from the crypto market because of trade war fears. Hyperliquid just had its app store moment, allowing third parties to create their own perpetual markets on its platform. For those that don't know, Hyperliquid is the biggest decentralized perpetual futures platform in the world, basically decentralizing leverage. And again, we did an episode on leverage last episode. Ant Group, creators of Alipay, just announced they're launching ETH Layer 2. We're going to look at this article. Very, very interesting. The markets tanked again on Friday, and again thanks to trade warfare. So it's basically Friday. This is how it's gone in the past 9 days. Friday the 10th, I remember doing TA just before Friday prayer. Everything was fine. 2:30 p.m. markets tanked. A few days later, the markets rose up again because Trump said it's going to be fine. And then it's not fine again. And that's why the fear and greed is on 27 right now in crypto. Poly market is expanding. For those that don't know what poly market is, it's basically, I guess you could say, a binary trading, I call it gambling, a website where you can make money on world predictions. Most famously, historically, when I think the biggest trade ever on poly market, forgive me if I'm wrong, was during the elections, before Trump was president. And basically, you could put a bet on if Trump would win the election or Kamala would win the election. The founder of poly market, I believe, let me just double check this. Founder, in fact, this is how you watch this, guys. This is how you use AI. Am I correct in saying the founder of poly market is the richest billionaire in the world? Let's see if I'm correct. Oh, do it on. Oh yeah, you
I
can.
think maybe the youngest, eh?
Yeah, the youngest, I think, if I'm not mistaken. No, you're not correct. Oh, the founder and CEO of Poly Market did become a billionaire in October 2025 following $2 billion investment, making him the youngest self-made billionaire at 27. However, his estimated net worth is around $1 billion, placing him far from the top. Oh, the youngest billionaire. Let me just double check. My bad. Am I is the youngest billionaire in the world. I'm pretty sure. If you mean youngest, he's the youngest self-made billionaire. There we go. Then you're right, spot on. His name is Sean Copeland. Polymarket's 27-year-old founder and CEO earned that distinction in October 2025. Oh, big ups to yourself to be the youngest self-made billionaire in the world. What you missed this week? Okay, cool. Liquidity is returning to the market. Okay. The Treasury general account refill has been complete. Let's go to my favorite websites, Fiji Solutions. Solutions. Liquidity. This is how you know I'm having brain lag, because I usually know it off by heart. It used to be tlx.figisolutions.net, and now it's finance.figisolutions.net. Let's have a look at this website, basically showing balances in the Fed. The TGA, it says here it's rising. Liquidity is returning to the market as a Treasury General refill is complete. A major drag now removed. What is this chart? See, this is why you have to cross-reference things. Okay. According to this chart, the TGA, which is a savings account, is actually going up. This is not actually good for liquidity. The majority of global central banks are now in easing mode. This is good. The Fed is lagging but pivoting slowly. Usually in markets, the Fed leads, but now it is lagging. But I'm sure it's going to catch up, because we're still betting on 2 more interest rate cuts. The US economy shows signs of reacceleration. Okay, this is good. The US economy shows signs of reacceleration as the ISM and PMI are ticking up, suggesting a new or delayed business cycle upswing. Yes. Okay, so for those that don't know, ISM chart business. So this stands for the Institute of Supply Management, and this is basically. Let's have a look at the forecast. Oh, okay, that's very good. This is basically a forecast. This is a forecast. Let's send you. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind. So this is basically representative of how well the real world economy is doing. Remember, there's 2 economies. There's the financial markets and there's the real world economy. And the saddest thing is, in this world, and this is why we're in the markets, there is, unfortunately, more money in financial markets. There is more money invested in hypothetical stocks, right? There's more money in the stock market than in the real world. There is more money that flows between Forex, the futures market, the spot stock market added together. There's more money flowing in that than real world live transactions. And because this is the case, this is why the markets are I guess you could say, future prediction and frontrunner of global consensus of capital flows. And right now, the real world economy is lagging. But guess what? Guess what happens? I'm gonna pick on 2 of my students, and if they can't answer, it's fine, because it's quite high level. But guess what happens when monetary policy loosens? So interest rates around the world are cut. risk appetite increases, plus the real world economy starts doing better. Guess what happens to the prices of risk on assets? When added to loose monetary policy, added to risk on sentiment, what do you think happens when the real world economy is doing well on top of all of that? Ryland Salmon. Quite a difficult question, so it's okay if you can't answer. Sip my coffee for a sec.
Good for assets, bro. It's good for assets.
It's not only good, but it's parabolic. I don't want to sound like a broken record, right? Because I believe that the markets. I know that the markets are here to take everyone's money. Retail is smarter than ever. There is more information than ever. As retail, we are only slightly behind the institutions when it comes to accessibility to data, especially with AI. So, with always in mind that us, the people, the majority, the non-billionaires have most of the liquidity in the world. And the rich people, although they have way more, they control the money, right? Like BlackRock and Vanguard are asset management companies, right? BlackRock don't own $10 trillion of assets. They control 10 trillion or $12 trillion of assets. I believe that the best thing that the whales can do is squeeze us out. Squeeze us out, squeeze us out, squeeze us out until the point where we can't be bothered anymore. And it's at that moment, it's at the inflection point when the bull market really begins. I'm actually going to do something very, very naughty, and I'm going to leak. I'm sorry, Professor Adam. I'm sorry, but I need my professor's information. I'm going to go to the real world, which I shouldn't do, at university.com, and I'm going to read some consensus from our professor. Look, guys, we have been going through a bull market whilst the global economy has been going sideways. This chart here looks exactly like the 2021 bull market, right? Look at this chart here. Look at the COVID dip. Look at this recovery. Let's look at the Bitcoin chart. I don't know how long we're going to be squeezed for. I don't have Donald Trump's WhatsApp. If anybody has Donald Trump's WhatsApp or Telegram, please give it to me, because I don't have access to it. So I don't know exactly what the plan is. But look at this. This is the COVID crash, and look at this rise. And look what the ISM did. Look at this. This is the 2017 bull market. Look how it peaks here, right? And then crashes. And then if you go to Bitcoin, look what happens. And then it crashes. Now, I'm not saying that the ISM, it's not an exact. This is the real world economy, guys. The real world economy. We've been in a consolidating real world economy. This is why there's riots in France. This is why there's unemployment. But unemployment and riots can't last forever. Yeah? There is cycles in this world. This is why I encourage everyone to study history. I don't want to make this a history lesson, okay? But look at the study and the fall and the rises of empires. Unfortunately, we are in a ultra-capitalistic world where debt outnumbers fiat 3-1. Okay, and there will be forever an increasing, I guess you could say, debt credit to debit ratio, and we're being squeezed out, and we're being squeezed out for longer than I want, longer than you want. But it's not about what you want. It's not about your situation. Even though I want the market to go up tomorrow because I'm very exposed, the best thing you can do in this market is understand and accept understand and accept. Because if you live in sunk cost fallacy, if you start making this about you and me and how I feel and my personal situation and my bias to this asset because I want it to go up at this time because I have bills on this day, that's a you problem. It's a you problem. I promise you, if you study this market, if you study what the fuck's going on, mind my language, but I don't care because Mycelink's not a company and Mycelink's a decentralized ecosystem. I'm giving you the real. I'm giving you the real. I'm so bullish on this market. People think I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Okay, so ISM and PMI are very, very similar. Are ticking up, suggesting a new or delayed business cycle upswing. Despite fear, there's no clear top across major assets, no blow-off tops, no retail euphoria. These are the signs of the top of the bull market, and we've not lived through it. And this is my third cycle. Gold is outperforming. Gold's going to come down. Gold's going to come down. But I just don't know when. Okay. Friday's dump, Q4 setup. Where are we in the cycle? Let's ignore this. Right. I think this is going to shake up the world. Global payment giant launches an L2. And this chart looks like 6K ETH by December. I believe that. I am ridiculously confident that we are going to end this year on all-time highs. Even if we need to get squeezed out till late November, we can be bearish for the next 5-6 weeks and end the year on all-time highs. I hope you understand that, guys. I'm preparing you for a fall and fall and fall and fall and a consolidation and a fall and another leg down. And my boy Ryland's feeling it because he gave me a long WhatsApp about how he's struggling to understand how he's going to make money in this market because he keeps seeing red. He's asking me, should I just put my money in the index fund? Without financial advice, should Ryland put all his money in an index fund, guys, and get 4% yield? Or should he continue to grind in this market and buy assets on a dip? What do you guys think?
Grind it out, grind it out, grind it out, grind it out. Grind.
It's my best friend talking, Ryland. You could have grind it out. I know the drawdown hurts, bro. But these instruments, okay, any easy financial instrument that's going to offer you some safe haven yield of 4 to 12%, that is the matrix. That is the matrix telling you, don't buy great companies at a discount. Lock your money up with us. But that's not going to change your life. 4% is not going to change your life. 12% is not going to change your life. If you got $2 million, 12% is $250,000 a year. But you don't have $2 million last time I checked. I don't have $2 million. Hey, government, I don't have $2 million. Okay? So need more than 12%. Right, so here's what we've got for you today. The Alipay creators launched an L2. What is Alipay? The creators of Alipay just launched an L2. Imagine if Apple and Google simultaneously announced they were launching Ethereum L2s with the goal of bridging Web 2 and Web 3. The crypto community will start losing their hair due to nervous excitement. What we're talking about today is bigger in a numbers to numbers comparison, but we get the feeling it's not going to garner nearly the same kind of excitement. Before I get into this, I'm going to give you a little edge, right? That's going to help you in the world of investing and trading. Please, because most people who watch this, because I speak English and everyone listening to this understands English, and most people listening to this are in the Western world. We have a fallacy in the Western world, especially for those who aren't blessed enough to be well-traveled. I would consider myself a relatively well-traveled and relatively well globally educated person, mainly due to the fact I have Indonesian parents, which helped me shape this worldview. But most of us in the West, by us in the West, is us who grew up in Europe, United States, Canada, Australia, etc. We have a bias. We have a bias to believe that just because we are culturally the most relevant culture in the world in terms of fashion, music, and TV, that what we think, moves the needle of the world. It does somewhat. But understand this, my people. Indians and Chinese together make up for like half the globe. So the best thing you can do in this world is read data and numbers. Just because in your little British bubble or American bubble or Western bubble, you see the world in this Western view of sports and hip hop music, it is not representative of financial markets. There is billions of people in this world who don't listen to rap music, right? And they're usually the rich people. And I'm saying this as a rapper, as somebody who makes hip hop and makes grime outside of, as therapy. And I know a lot of us relate to this because a lot of us make music and we're part of the culture. We are not representative of financial markets. So please read data and stop going off what you feel and think. In fact, if you delete feelings and thinking too much, you'll have a better consensus on the world. So, Alipay, do not live in this bubble where, I've not heard of it. I've not heard of it. Doesn't matter if you haven't heard of it. You don't move financial markets. Run over. The creators of Alipay just launched an L2. What we're talking about today is bigger in a numbers to numbers comparison. Bigger in a numbers to numbers comparison. But we get the feeling it's not going to garner nearly the same kind of excitement. Okay? Whenever you are overly excited in the market, whenever your feelings go too far this way excited or too far this way being sad, you should recognize that you need to reach equilibrium. This goes with buying and selling. Typically, when you feel too much euphoria, it's actually a sign that you should probably sell. When you're feeling too much fear, it's usually a sign that you must what? Not always, but when you're feeling fear, it is usually a sign that you must what, guys?
Buy.
Yes. And it's in this recognition of self in which will make you a great investor and trader. So, Ant Group, creators of Alipay, just announced they're launching an ETH layer 2. Not a Bitcoin layer 2, not a BNB layer 2, not a Solana layer 2, an Ethereum layer 2 called Jovi. If you're not familiar with Alipay, let me catch you up and highlight what this could mean. 92% of Chinese online consumers have used Alipay in the past 12 months. That's a higher share than WeChat, the Chinese everything app. I've been to Hong Kong and I can confirm this is real. Okay, this is how real this shit is, right? This is how real this shit is. When I was in Hong Kong earlier this year, Lanrai, my best friend, was also in Hong Kong with me earlier this year. Guess what a lot of places didn't accept? MasterCard and Visa. The great MasterCard and Visa, my darling, a lot of times didn't work because everybody wanted me to pay via Alipay. Do I have Alipay? No. Have I ever used Alipay? No. Have most people in the Western world heard of Alipay or WeChat? No. But guess what? Chinese people have heard about it. Who's moving the world right now? Chinese liquidity. What's been moving the markets? Chinese liquidity. Historically, what's moved the markets? American liquidity. What happens in the world when Chinese liquidity moves the market, backed by the American liquidity? We're going to have an ultra bullish market. More bullish than you think. 2,000 online payments customers from mainland China. But Alipay is bigger than Apple Pay and Google Pay combined. Bigger than Apple and Google Pay combined. Apple Pay has more than 650 million global active users, while Google Pay has around 520 million. That's 1.17 billion active users in total. The world has about 8.5 billion people, who have brought an estimated $9 trillion of transaction volume in 2025. Alipay is politely requesting that Apple and Google hold its beer. I'm Muslim, so I'm going to say hold its tea. With a tidy 1.5 billion monthly active users, an estimated $20 trillion of transactions volume in 2025. So Alipay has had $20 trillion of transactions in 2025 compared to Google and Apple Pay that have 9 trillion. 9 trillion is Google and Apple put together. 20 trillion is Alipay. Why? Because the Chinese have more money. There is more money from China because they are the exporter of the world. They sell to everyone. And guess what we do in the West? We buy their shit. Because we don't produce shit. We sell financial services and infrastructure and debt. That's why our nations are falling. Because we don't provide as much value as the Chinese. I'm Indonesian. I'm not Chinese. But I respect the Chinese. They do a lot of stuff. If Alipay were to adopt Jove, it could easily outpace other major L2s. To give you an idea of the numbers, Jove could pull. Let's do some back of the napkin math. Some really weird English. Converting just 1% of Alipay's 1.4 billion active users would equate to 40 million monthly active addresses on Jove, which would put it comfortably above Base Chain's currently monthly active address count. Base Chain is obviously the Coinbase layer 2. Now, before you get too excited, let me throw a bit of cold water on all the above. Ant Group has announced nothing beyond the launch of the Jove layer 2, and there's no concrete public statement saying they're going to integrate it into Alipay. But for an L2 with a stated goal of bridging Web 2 and Web 3, coming from a culture that has a penchant for building fully integrated everything apps, it's not out of the bounds of possibility. So that's to look out for. You know what? My best friend has been waiting here for very, very, very patiently. It's 11 p.m. UK time. I know we should probably look at some macro and trading view, but I feel like that's enough macro for now. Lanrai, I know you come with the DJ and shilly shill. The markets are going down. People are feeling sad, but for whatever reason, you seem to find things that are going up in a falling market. I don't know how you do it.
Bro, it takes a lot of time. It takes a bit of time, bro. But there's always going to be a rotation of liquidity, isn't there? As we go through any market regime, like sooner or later, gold will top out, and all that liquidity should come onto the crypto side as well. But on a degen chill, let people have a look at that alpha arena that I sent you.
Okay.
And then go on the website as well so you can see it.
Landride believes that gold is going to top out and come down. Now, when is that going to happen? Like I said,
that'll probably start to happen probably by the end of October, by the end of this month, probably definitely by mid-November.
Oh my God, are you calling
because
the
people will be
time frame?
holding gold for Christmas time.
Oh my bro, that's very brave of you because I've gave up trying to predict the time frame. I kept calling the top and it just kept going up, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to keep calling.
You gotta be careful. But when you see people lining up to buy gold in real life, yeah, like ounces of gold from that's a big top signal, bro. Like when that's on the people are going out like in real life to buy gold, like it's pretty big top signal.
You know what? Before we get into the degen stuff, let's have a look for let's have a look at the search terms for gold, buying gold, and where to buy gold. Let's have a look at the global search terms. By the way, guys, this is a good consensus. Past 5 years. 2004 to present. Let's have a look. Have a look. How to buy gold. How to buy gold. Where to buy gold. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's any like relation to the chart. Okay, so the word gold, interest for gold. The most interest is coming from the UAE. To be fair, I can't see any consensus from this, so I'm not gonna waste you guys' time. Okay, let's get on to the degen stuff. What was that chart? What's the ticker, please, Manuel? My phone's. I'll have a look first. I'll have a look. 1 second, homies. 1 second, homies. Is it the second chart you showed? You WhatsApp me, or the first one, Maji? I don't wanna. I don't wanna tell them both because I know you're very particular with your shows. Oh, is he there? Okay, I'm pretty sure he said the second one. He gave me 2 shows, but I don't want to necessarily give you guys both. Okay, I'm pretty sure he said Alpha Arena. Maybe he's busy right now. So, in this falling market, there is still things that are trending. There's still things you can make money on, even on the long. All right, I'm just gonna come off my phone. I feel like you guys have seen my face enough on this webinar.
You're muted, bro.
Oh, is this me? Or where's Ninja at? Like everything's moving, but he's not speaking.
Yeah, I think Ninja, you're muted, my bro.
Oh, why did he mute? I'll give you a quick breakdown of what you're looking at though right now. So as
Oh
you can
my God!
see,
Sorry, I've been
there
on
you
mute,
go, he's
guys.
back.
You're back. You're back. You're back. Do you want to explain? Because obviously you showed me this on WhatsApp. I feel like you're more qualified because you found out about this a few more hours before I found out. And this
Yeah.
project came out 3 days ago.
So Alpha Arena is basically making it's got LLMs. They've given each LLM $10,000 and they're making them trade the market. As you can see, DeepSeek has made the most GROKs after that. Claude. Yeah, click on them. And it shows you the trades. From what I understand from Alpha Arena is that they're gonna start making trading tools, and sort of like alpha tools, from the AI's trading and gaining like garner a lot of alpha for the markets. So a lot of people want to use algorithmic traders, but you can see like right now even normal LLMs are able to trade the markets and actually draw profits out of the markets. Um, Really cool stuff. You can actually copy trade all of these LLMs trades as they go along as well through Hyperliquid. So you can actually put like a little bit of capital and do the exact same trades as these LLMs, and whichever one you pick and copy trade them, which is quite interesting. But yeah, Ninja, explore the website and stuff. I just literally got to pop out real quickly in it, but explore the website and just run through some stuff. It shows you so much alpha, like what they're doing, what they're trading, the majors and which ones they've made the most money on, and it's showing you even unrealized profits from their trades as well as the profits that they've taken out.
Wow. Wow. This is absolutely crazy. Yo, Krog, are you there? Make sure my home.
Yeah, but it's bad timing as the big man's coming past, so it's pretty loud.
Oh, no worries, no worries, no worries. Yeah, Landrise showed me this on WhatsApp video call, but I've not actually been to the website myself, so this is the first time that I'm on this. This is very, very interesting because first of all, they're all trading. They're all trading on Hyperliquid. So that means that everything is 100% transparent on the blockchain. Obviously, they only started trading at 11 p.m. UK time. They've only actively been trading, according to this chart, for 48 hours.
Yes, my bro, that is correct as well. They've only been trading for that long.
Yeah. Yeah, they've only been trading for 48 hours live. And this coin was released only 24 hours before the live trading. So I'm assuming in this period here is like the hype period. This is like we are launching a product. It's coming out soon. And the reason why it started pumping, the chart started pumping, in the past pretty much 24 hours or 30 hours is because people have started seeing that this product works. That's what I'm assuming all this hype comes from.
Yeah, but they realized it wasn't a lot.
Yes. They realized it wasn't a lie. I don't even know how Landry does this. How does he find these dirty plays? This is what trench work does, guys. Do you know how blessed you are that my best friend is in here giving you this information? Very lucky boys, right?
They're not just sniper, man. Don't expect anything less.
Is it? Don't expect
Sniping
anything less,
always.
right? So if I get my fib retracement here, and let's just take it from this point here, yeah. Let's take it from this point here. Damn, this is actually textbook. So if I drew my fib here from this euphoria point, it touched the golden zone pretty much 2 times. And now, okay, the entry price for this, and I'm not saying it is going to go to this price. The entry price or the entry prices, because if you can't afford it 3 times, you can't afford it. Remember, you got to be able to buy something 3 times, guys. These are the prices. If anyone's getting the project. And it doesn't mean that it is going there, and it doesn't mean it's definitely doing this and then going up, right? This is just like the textbook TA that I see. Basically, the way I think about it is just like there is a 85 to 90% chance we're going to here. There is a 60 to 75% chance we're going here. And there's, as long as the project is solid, if the project becomes shit or gets hacked, then yeah, we're just gonna dump, aren't we? But there's like a 50% chance if we go here, and then this is like the low debate price. If you are bullish on this project, that's a very, very, very good return. And obviously we know the sky's the limit with well, not the sky, but we know projects can go to tens, if not 100 million. So it's got a huge space to run. Um, I'm super I'm super happy that GROK is up here. I'm surprised. We're pretty much head to head with DeepSeek. I've never used DeepSeek. Has anybody here used DeepSeek, including Krog, Ryland, and Salman?
I
I've
use it
never
loads, but I actually use it. I don't use it so much for crypto, although I think it's okay for that. What I think it's the best AI for is when it comes to looking in sort of like philosophical stuff and spirituality, things like this. I think DeepSeek is great.
Hmm.
It doesn't shut down kind of like theories and stuff the same way that chat would. And yeah, I think it's good from that like holistic perspective. However, yeah, they also like they do just not let me talk about certain topics. Like they refuse to even talk about it. So yeah, it definitely has some restrictions there. But I think for philosophical stuff, I think DeepSeek is just a bit more open-minded in that sense.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that. I've never used DeepSeek. I am definitely incentivized to after this. It's interesting you say that it's not as good as GROK when it comes to finance, in your experience, because it's actually beating GROK in finance right now. But yeah, I think markets are definitely a not the only test of intelligence, but one of the best, I guess you could say, new um new ways to measure intelligence. The world is definitely dividing between those who understand the markets and those. The world is in fact, I'm gonna tweet this shit because this is philosophical. Yeah, the world is dividing every day between those who understand the markets versus those who don't, those who care to learn about the markets versus those who don't give a. Those who understand the market but don't do anything about it versus those who take action. Man, I love being part of a community that's not a company, because I didn't used to be able to tweet this kind of shit on Blockchain Sensei. So
Also, bro, part of me feels like the reason Grok's probably not doing as well is because it scans Twitter and it would just be getting rug pulled by like the hype machines on Twitter, man.
yeah. For sure. No, definitely, bro. Definitely. All right, let's have a look at some charts. Landry, thank you for the Shilly Show show. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Um, before I get into some charts, Rylan, Salman, do you guys want me to look at anything? You guys have been so patient here. Thank you for being here. 11 p.m. UK time.
Yeah, I did want to ask you something. It was on Zora, right? And
Zora, yes.
there's a thing that they're doing recently about a token
Mm-hmm.
release, and I think that's at the end of October. Now, is that going to dramatically change the price? Because it's the first one that they're going to do. So I just wanted to know a bit about that. Or if you want to just do a bit of tech
Um,
analysis up to.
um, I do not know about this update. Let me go to Zora official and then try to kind of suss out what's going on. And then I'll give you my consensus. So could you remind me again what you say is happening with Zora? They're doing what, sorry? What are they doing?
I'm pretty sure they're doing token release it at the end of October. I got that from one of the
They're
comments
doing
on one of the group I made, but then I double checked it on the chat GBT, but I actually didn't go on the Zora website to check it. So I
by
think it's their
token
first
release. Do
token.
you mean they're doing? Do you mean they're doing an airdrop? Is that what you mean by token release?
No. I think they're releasing tokens for in supply or something like that. Does that make sense?
Okay, I think I know what you mean. I think
Yeah.
you mean they're increasing their circulating supply. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look at the quick tokenomics of Zora. Typically speaking, when tokens are unlocked, it's actually bad for the price because it dilutes the coin. Let's have a look. Okay. So there's a total supply of 10 billion tokens, but only half of them are in circulation. So let me ask GROK. Start a new conversation. Am I correct in saying that Zora is releasing more of the circulating supply? Did you say this month?
Yeah, this month. So it'll be funny. So I did it on ChatGPT, so I hope GROK doesn't say something different to this, but let's see.
What prompt did you put in GPT? Just could you paraphrase for me?
I just read is a token supply coming at the end of the month, and is that going to dramatically change the price of Zora? Because I've still got some money to put into Zora, so I was just thinking, should I just hold up till after that event? And given that is
Yeah, if
they
so,
said something like there's going to be like a monthly release of tokens, but because it's the first one, I think that means it potentially is a little bit of volatility there, and it might be a better price entry.
no, that's valid. Yeah, okay, amazing. Yes, you are correct. Zora is scheduled to release additional tokens into its circulating supply in October 2025 as part of its predefined vesting schedule. Okay, predefined vesting schedule. For those who don't know what a vesting schedule is, a vesting schedule. Okay, token unlocks. Yes, everything you're saying makes sense. Okay, as you can see, yeah, 55% of Zora tokens are locked. This makes sense because out of the 10 billion tokens that exist, 4.46 billion are in circulation. By the way, Rylan, who's more focused on stocks, and everybody who's more focused on stocks and crypto, which is fine. Choose your markets. I'm more crypto, but I also understand stocks as well. This happens in the stock market as well. Okay. In terms of shares. So just understand this basic maths. Just iterate. Price equals market cap divided by circulating supply, right? If the circulating supply increases mathematically, if the market cap of Zora remained the same and the circulating supply increased, what would happen to the price, Salman? Just mathematically speaking.
Sorry, bro. Ask me that again. Sorry.
Just mathematically speaking, if the
Yeah.
market cap of Zora remained the same, but the circulating supply increased, what would happen to the price?
It will decrease.
It will decrease. Yes. This also applies to the stock market. If the circulating supply of anything increases, whilst the market cap stays the same, the price will decrease. However, it's not like people don't know this, okay? Because Zora literally have laid out this vesting schedule, and as you can see, as time goes on, look how the circulating supply, yeah, was 3.5 billion in September 2025. Now it's 4.46 billion. And as of next month, so from what I see on this chart, the they've already predefined the unlocks. So it's actually so it's actually um, So it's actually nothing that's a surprise. Look, they literally tell you their unlocks. But this month is specifically a larger unlock. Look, 0.43, 0.76%. Whereas, as you can see, in November, it's tiny unlocks. Look, let me show rows. Let me show 100 rows. Damn, this is some deep tokenomics. You got me talking on my high level shit, right? I don't usually go this high level on the webinar, but you pushed me, so I'm gonna give you the answer. It's good. It's good. It's good. So, Salman, can you see how on the 27th and on the 28th, yeah, literally over 1% of the supply is being unlocked. It's not a secret. They're telling you. Can you see? That's a lot.
Is that the
1% of
first
10
one?
billion.
Is that the first one? Because
No.
that's what they were so.
The first unlocks happened in September. Can you see this chart?
Yeah, I wonder why it was
One of the
telling me then that was
reasons.
the first. It says something about investors, something else, or something else. Three categories of people were unlocking on that on that specific date. But I don't want to hog the call, bro. So I don't want to go into too much detail.
No. It's okay. It's okay. For those, does this help with your understanding though?
Yeah.
Does this help? Yeah, perfect, right? And
Yeah.
even if you guys aren't invested in Zora, this is a fundamental lesson, very high level, right? That you can apply to any other token. And it's basically being aware of the unlock period. As long as a token, look at this, for the rest of the year, oh my god, yeah, I can literally predict when Zora's gonna dip again. I think, yeah, in my magic crystal ball, with also macroeconomics and bullish bias in Q4, I think that Zora will bottom out at the end of the month. Yeah, because look, unlock period usually equals dump. Yeah, it has to bottom out and then find a floor. I think it's gonna rise in November. Yeah, and look, small unlock, small unlock, small unlock, and then obviously this doesn't always remain true. It's gonna dump again at the end of November because look, another big unlock, 1%, and then bottom out, bottom out, bottom out, bottom out. And as long as the macro is bullish, it'll keep rising, keep rising, keep rising, keep rising, keep rising, keep rising, keep rising. And then look, 0.002, and then dump at the end of the year. Can you see? There's like a pattern. It doesn't always remain true, but you but if you want to be very high level, and this is for you, Salman, and then others as well, don't just use the unlock period as a prediction, in fact, yo, this is how you can go on a super prompt. Yeah, one second, you got me on my super prompt. You got me on my super. Watch this. Yeah, historically speaking, how has large token unlocks reflected in the price of Zora? I'm on CoinMarketCap and notice that that large unlocks, being 1% token supply, have been in correlation to the end of the month. Please backtest Zora unlocks and TA. Is there a correlation? Use data sets from other major cryptos to make this prediction. Oh my God, I love AI.
I think as
Ooh,
well,
okay.
though, Ninja, if it's like, say, for example, if this alt season is happening and everything's jumping up, and let's say this supply
Uh-huh.
gets reintroduced, then it doesn't necessarily mean
Mhm.
it'll dump because people might take that and just buy it, if that makes sense. Is that right as well?
Yeah. It,
Yeah.
it it doesn't mean it will dump, but mathematically, it's a bearish catalyst. Just if we're just talking numbers, does that make sense? Zora's token
Yeah.
unlocks began on October the 23rd, 2024, with monthly release of approximately 41.67 million tokens from the initial 10% airdrop. These events align with your observation of end of month timing, typically occurring around the 23rd to the 30th, representing 1.67% of total supply. Key Zora unlock events and price performance. Using data from tokenomists.ai, CryptoRank, and CoinMarketCap, historical summaries, here's a backtest of major unlocks focused on treasury releases of 1% of supply, end of the month. Price changes are measured from 1 day pre. Okay, amazing. Oh my God. Look at that. Bam. Obviously, this one defied it, right? It went up anyway. Minus, 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 minus. Oh my God. I love AI. You're literally confirming my theory and crystal ball. I feel like we just broke the fucking code on call. We broke the code on call. Oh my God, this is a breakthrough. Oh, I love this game. I love this game. Oh, this is why this is the best game in the entire world. Krog, can you like are you deep in what's going on here? Are you seeing the Mycelink unlock? You just saw. I promise this wasn't premeditated. I promise it's not acted.
Bro, we just glitching,
I've
bro.
never done this
That's what my
before.
Mycelic's all about, being a glitch, man.
Glitching. Yeah, watch this. Yeah. Look. Comparative analysis token unlocks in major cryptos. To predict Zora's behavior, I backtested similar unlocks where there's 1% of the supply. Let me just go back here, yeah. Look, again, Zora, if you look at the unlocks, oh my God, I feel like I've broke the actual code. Oh, I hope people watch this in history and be like, these guys were on shit. These guys were on shit. This is why I do webinars at 10 p.m. UK time, because it's the only time that I have available in my busy schedule whilst I'm doing other things that I can't talk about on the internet. So yeah, look. End of the month, you get the big unlock, right? So let's backtest this. To predict Zora's behavior, I backtested similar unlocks, and you can do this in the stock market as well, guys. In terms of shares outstanding, I backtested similar unlocks, 1% total supply, end of month line in other layer one and twos with vesting schedules, Aptos, Sui, DYDX, and Optimism. Shows a broad negative correlation with unlocks causing an average of minus 0.2% in their 7-day returns. Larger unlocks amplify drops. But obviously the ecosystem growth, yeah, obviously, like there's other catalysts that can, I guess you could say, like there can be a bullish catalyst which buys up the supply. But typically speaking, what I'm saying is correct. And I promise you, that this is a theory that I came up live on call at 6:30 a.m. Bali time through my experience, of course. And now you're seeing it in AI. I promise you guys, this is not premeditated. You're literally seeing live genius in the flesh right now. And you can only respect this if you're in the markets. Okay, Aptos. Every time they've had a one point, there's 1.2% unlock size. This is the unlock size. Every time Aptos had an average unlock size of 1.2%, 7 days later after the unlock, the price token went down by minus 10%. Sui, you all know Sui, okay? Well, everyone in crypto knows Sui. It's like the next major runner. Every time they had an unlock size of 1.25%, let me just go to Sui right now. Oh my God, this is such a breakthrough. Salman, thank you for asking the question. This is what questions you get. Have good answers when Ninja asks good questions. You get good answers from Ninja T. No, when is it going to go up, Ninja? When is it going to go down? Fuck off. I don't know when. That's a bad question. I hate that question. I hate when people tell me when is it going to go up and when is it going to go down. Donald Trump. I don't have Donald Trump's WhatsApp. When I've got Donald Trump's WhatsApp and I'm friends with him, then I can answer those questions. But I can't answer those questions because they're stupid questions. Stop asking me, guys. Asking me if it's going to go up and down. These are good questions. Siri, look, maximum supply 10 billion, circulating supply 3.62 billion. Go back to AI. Every time they've had an unlock period, 1.25% monthly. Let's go to the unlock. Unlocks. Oh my God. Salman, you've unlocked something. I don't think you even know how good the question is. Because now we can do this. We can add this to our analysis. Let's look at the past. Let's tick small unlocks. Bam. Show 100 in the row. Bam. Okay. Like here, look. Big unlock. May. 0.88. Big unlock. And the first. 0.84. Yeah. Big unlock. 0. So every first of the month, Sui does a big unlock. Let's go back to AI. So every time they do 1.25% unlock, 7 days later, the price declines by 12%. And you got key historical examples here. DYDX, optimism. Cross asset insights, negative correlation prevalence. 78% of events across 40% unlocks showed declines. When you get a 1%, oh my God. Haha. I broke the matrix. There you go, guys. We broke the matrix. Salman, thank you for the amazing question. Rylan, I know you're a beginner. I know some of this might be flying over your head right now. You got a full-time job. I respect you in the trenches right here, learning with the boys at midnight. You got to be at work in the morning. But I hope you learn some stuff. And do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, man. Appreciate being on the call in it, whatnot. But no, I think at the moment I've not really got much questions. Just taking in obviously everything that you've gone over and keeping my trying to keep in my head that obviously that there's gonna be times in the market obviously where it goes up and it goes down. So like if I am seeing red at the moment, just to try and remind myself why I got into those stocks in the first place, and stuff like that. But no, I think at the moment I've not really got any questions.
No problem. Do you want to know the deep and dark secret about the market?
Go ahead, bro.
It's not that it goes up sometimes and it goes down sometimes. Yeah. The market actually spends more time going sideways than any other direction. It goes sideways and consolidates more than it goes up and down combined. And you've lived through sideways and down more than up. And that's why you're feeling how you're feeling. But fortunately, the market doesn't care how Rylan feels or how Ninja feels. It seems to care how Donald Trump feels. It seems to care how Trump feels, is how I feel. But like I said, I don't have his WhatsApp. So if somebody could give it to me, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, the market goes sideways more than up and down. And you've basically experienced sideways and down. And that's why you're feeling how you're feeling. But if you can accept that the market doesn't care how you feel and it will go up, if you buy good assets at good prices consistently and you firm that drawdown and you don't realize loss, you will inevitably make money in the market as long as when you are up later, you do sell. Because even in the time period that you've been in the market, even though you've not realized the gains which you may have dreamt about, that everybody dreams about, you do understand that there was possibilities to make money in the market, right? You know that from your experience, from the way the charts have moved, right?
Yeah, 100%. There was plenty of stuff that I looked at and then just didn't have enough conviction and then missed out on it. So I definitely saw opportunities that I just didn't end up taking.
Yes, sir. Conviction, conviction, conviction. All right. If you don't have a question, could you, for the sake of history, share one lesson that you've learned in this market after studying with me for the past few months? Because you're a beginner, and I'm sure a lot of beginners will watch this in the future.
I'd probably say the most important thing is like back testing and kind of understanding the stock that you're buying. So not just buying something because it's the price has declined and you've seen it higher before and you assume that it's going to go back to that price. Um, just kind of like looking at the company, understanding where it's going and doing the back testing and using your indicators to get an indication of whether that stock is actually going to go back up. So I think that's probably the biggest thing I've learned because before I was probably just looking at stocks based on things that I was familiar with and that I knew, um, noticing that it was a higher price at a different time period and assuming that it was going to go there without doing like any form of technical analysis or any back testing. So I think that's probably like the biggest thing that I've probably learned.
Thank you very much. So to summarize, back testing
Basically, yeah, the back testing.
is the major key. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Rylan. Really appreciate you hustling, staying patient, not losing conviction, and just not giving up, bro. You know, I'm sure you don't mind me sharing this, but Rylan's been studying with me for a while. He's not seen or realized much money in the market. In fact, you're actually slightly down, right? Not too much, but
Yeah, slightly
down
down
in
at the
terms of
moment.
like, yeah, slightly down at the moment, but your belief system is not down, is it? Like it's not like you think that the market is a scam, like it's out to get you, because that's how people feel. They feel like it's personal, man. They're like, oh, why did it not work out for me as an individual?
Nah, I don't feel like it's a scam. I just feel like maybe because my level of understanding wasn't where it should have been, I missed out on opportunities that now that I look at, I recognize, but obviously they've already gone past. So it's just kind of, I've just kind of take it on the nose and use the knowledge that I now have to make better choices going forward.
Poetry. Thank you, Rylan. Really appreciate you,
And
bro.
what I'd
And
add
yeah, we'll get our
is
one-on-one in for the next few days.
what I want to add is that everyone loses money in the market. So just like they shout about the money they made a lot more than the money they've lost. And so you see someone who's like, "Oh, I made this much," but then how much did you lose to make that much is the key question. And I think if everyone spoke about their losses in the market, we'd all feel a bit better about it. But that's the way it goes, I guess.
I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lanrai, are you still there? Thanks for coming to the Mycelink stream. Thank you for the shill.
Oh, one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything you want to share as we wrap up? Not necessarily sharing of a shill, but just anything, man.
Nah, I really appreciate people coming to the call. You know, Ninja T works really, really hard. Definitely is a big practitioner of the market. And I feel like, if you're inside a place where you want to grow, learn, and understand the market more, yeah, definitely inside the right place.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Any little bit of wisdom that you wanna share with the people that we could just leave as a legacy on episode 3?
This market rewards people that don't give up. and definitely, you know, the more time you put into the market, the more it's going to reward you. So, you know, manage your risk properly. Try not to be too overzealous if you don't think you're going to be able to handle your emotions properly inside this market. If you feel any sense of euphoria and you want to screenshot how much money you've made, you should probably be taking the money out. Screenshot afterwards. Take the money out first. And if the market is going red inside times of like where the market's going to be moving very like when we're in a bull market and it goes red, then you should take that opportunity and just accumulate within your means because it will pay off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Salman, anything you want to say?
No, nothing much. Thanks for today.
No problem, no problem, no problem. Next week we will definitely get a wealth meditation back in with Halima. For those that missed the first one, we had a wealth meditation section. We'll get that on the next stream for sure. Krog, you want to wrap up with anything?
All good, man. Just big ups to everyone for coming through, being part of the network. Um, yeah, I mean, I do have the script for the wealth meditation, but obviously it's better if Halima does it. And the wealth meditation people, well, I shouldn't really overhype it when we haven't even had it, but all I'm saying is every time I listen to it, it has worked. And I've even got some of my friends to listen to it, and it's worked for them as well. So, big ups to that. And yeah, thank you for sharing everything today, Ninja. I know it's early morning start for you, but I feel like it was worthwhile because a lot of magic happened today. So, yeah, big ups for that. That's me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we'll see you guys again Sunday, 10 p.m. UK time, 5 a.m. Monday Bali time, 8 a.m. Monday Australian time. If you're where Krog is, yeah, we'll get that. We will drop that the wealth meditation table. We need to edit a few things and yeah, we'll get another live one next session. Thank you very much, guys. Rylan, Salman, Lanrai, Krog. It's been fantastic. I'll see you guys next Sunday or Monday if you're in Southeast Asia or Australia.
Nice one.
Right, in a bit, bro.
All right. Love people. Take care. Take care. Take care. In a bit. In a bit. In a bit. Right.